New theory on aliens. Have you heard the theory that some people believe maybe they're not aliens? Maybe what's visiting our planet, these UAPs, these UFOs, maybe it's us from the future, traveling back in time. That's a nice theory, but I don't agree. I think if time travel is involved, it's more likely that these beings are traveling to the future from our past. And I think they're making appearances in large numbers every decade because they're methodically and strategically preparing to attack while they hide in our oceans, creating bases. Think about this. Imagine having an army and being able to sneak attack your enemy by sending your army to the future. Planned out correctly, your enemy wouldn't stand a chance. What if Earth is slowly being invaded over periods of decades, and we just don't realize it because these aliens have found places to hide? The ocean. And for us, we're moving through time, in real time, while these beings are jumping ahead of us every 10 years, from our past to our future. It's a little confusing. But for them, this invasion could be happening over the span of just 1 year, 6 months, or what might even feel like a few weeks to them. But for us, this invasion could take 100 or maybe even 200 years. Are they coming in large numbers every decade? Let's start in the year 1900. And let's say hundreds of aliens with their advanced technology came to Earth to set up bases in the ocean. And they stayed here, waiting for the next fleet to arrive in 1910. That second fleet came from the same time period the first fleet came from, 1900. But they just decided to arrive in 1910 by using their tech to go just a little bit further in time. Now for them, that 10-year jump may have only taken them a few more hours. Now repeat this every 10 years in our timeline. And keep in mind that in their timeline, they could populate the Earth slowly, with hundreds of new aliens arriving every 10 years. Are you able to follow this? Am I making sense? So by the year 1950, from 1900 to 1950, you'd have 500 aliens here. That first fleet that arrived would be here on Earth for 50 years. Now remember, they're alien. They may age slower than us. We're too busy spending decades trying to figure out what and who they are to realize that they've decided to invade us by using our own timeline against us. They're setting up an invasion and sneak attacking us very slowly. Well, if we realized it, it would seem slow to us. If they are here, this would explain why they're not being aggressive. Why be hostile in those years you've stretched out to your enemy? You'll blow your cover. Play nice until it's time to attack. Doesn't it seem like we go through periods where lots of UFO sightings happen in large numbers? Then it cools down for a little bit? And consider this. In 1971, Joseph Haefel and Richard Keating, they demonstrated time dilation using atomic clocks. The end results were interesting, and it showed some of the clocks moved slower, suggesting some of the clocks moved ahead in time. It's a little too technical for me to explain right now, but look that up. Now, the experiment doesn't prove we can travel to the future, but in comparison to any scientific proof that we can travel to the past, and by the theories presented, doesn't it seem more likely that if there's beings traveling through time, they're going forward? And this scenario explains their invested interests in humans, keeping our planet in good shape, and nuclear facilities. They want this planet for themselves. They don't want us destroying it before they destroy us.